Introduction. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. Matthew 9:38. If you are using this devotional, most likely it is because you are one of those workers in the field. You have already answered God's urging to plant seeds and do your best to harvest souls for his kingdom by fostering these children whom God loves. It is also most likely the hardest thing you've ever done. In this mission, God is giving us more than we can handle on our own so that we learn to fully rely on him. When we do that, others around us witness God working in a powerful way. Our foster children and their families see God through us. Our biological family sees him, and our co-workers and neighbors can see God's love and grace through our work. We foster in order to point others to Christ. 2 Corinthians 12:9-10 are some verses foster parents can lean on as we live out this mission. But the Lord said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecution, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong." There are many insults, hardships, persecutions, and difficulties in working with and showing love to our foster children and to their families, and these chapters address some of those. Fortunately, in our weakness, God can work miracles. Our weakness can point to his strengths. We can be strong and confident in relying on him to help us to do what he's asked of us. We are soldier farmers for Christ in this battle for souls. Our ultimate aim is to plant seeds in these young lives and help them through the battles of controlling the weeds of worldly culture and systemic brokenness, as well as to conquer in the battle to not just survive, but also to thrive, despite the darkness that has surrounded them. We continue nurturing these children so they have a chance to flourish and bloom. We may never see the harvest, but we remain obedient to keep planting seeds as God's mission for us is for however long we have them in our homes. The authors in this book have, like you, been laboring in the fields, prepping the soil and manning the plows of fostering. They come from all over the U.S. and even Canada. These authors are clinging to God's strength and wisdom for help in their planting and harvesting mission in fostering. They all have experience, sweat, and tears in the topic about which they are writing, and they want to encourage you in that battle. This book is not a typical prayer book with a chapter a day. Instead, it is intended for you to choose a topic for prayer when you need it. That season in your fostering may last a month or even years. Those of you who are not fostering right now could use these prayers to pray for your friends and family members who are. Prayer and respite care is the best thing you can do to help us. In my county, and perhaps in yours, there are twice as many children needing foster homes as there are homes. Of course, many of these homes, as we know, take in more than one child at a time, but there is still always a tremendous need. It is heartbreaking to see the escalation in the numbers of these young souls who need to step up into the furrows and fight for them. Let me end this introduction with one more agrarian analogy, a verse that has been a favorite of mine and to which I avidly cling. Where there are no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox come abundant harvests. Proverbs 14:4. Like the stable with oxen, your life gets messy when you're fostering, messy and difficult. It can feel like wallowing in muck. Our lives would be so much easier without this oxen of fostering. But without the messiness, we would miss the reward of the potential harvest of souls and knowing we are obedient in following God's mission.